Oh, rinse and repeat. We go over and over and over again. Oh, so many comments come out from that game. It's just like, it feels like nothing has changed is what is coming out from the United fan base right now after that. We had about 10 minutes of Ten Hag football early doors, and that wasn't even great. And a few little moments where we could see the 5-prong, 6-prong attack working, the risk at the back. It's what we want to see, attacking United football. But ultimately, we wanted the test. We wanted to know what happened to this team when we've gone behind. Pre-season, you can judge from what you see. And like I said on pre-season, cautious optimism. Always with this team. We know what this team did to us last season. And in that first half, I don't think it was any different. If anything, worse than what we finished with last season. As soon as we had that first moment of adversity, the moans and groans, round about 15 minutes in, you could see the players shrink. You could really see them shrink, and not until half-time when Ten Hag actually probably got hold of them, told them to go out and actually believe in what they can actually do, which isn't a lot from the standards that we've seen there today, then it could have been so much worse. I mean, I said at the end there, I said too little, too late, and that's what it was in the second half. There was a little bit more. We were combative. I said it, I remember saying it in my preview show, I said we're going to ship a lot of goals. Yes, we are. It's up to the players to see if they can mentally handle going behind and staying in the system, in the formation that Ten Hag puts out there. We failed instantly. Like I said, 15 minutes in, because of everything that was going on, because it wasn't going right, we reverted back to tight. Where was the mental strength? Where was the players actually knowing what type of shirt they were wearing on that pitch, which was a United one? You have to be able to handle this. You have to be able to handle what the manager is putting out there. If you're an United player, and you go out there and you go a goal down, you go 2 goals down, you have to stick to position. The ill discipline in our formation and positioning was absolutely ludicrous. It took till the second half for Eriksen to drop back into the holding midfield role for us to actually get some form of control of the game. And like I said at the start, that was minimal at best. Looking forward, we're like, right, okay. We were all going to wonder, and I wondered, and I said it on pre-season, I said, how will Fred handle being the one sole holding midfielder? Poorly. When the pressure's on, and we're in a competitive game, first one we've had, Fred failed miserably. I'm gutted for him, because he did have a good pre-season. But today, him being subbed off, kind of said everything you need to know. We were struggling. And the football club as a whole, looking ahead now, looking down on that performance today, must say, Eric, we need to back you. Eric, we need to bring in that midfielder. Manchester United right now, and Arnold has already done this, he's already said that the money is there, the club need to back him, and if anything now, we need to maybe probably up the bid for Frankie de Jong. Go out and do what's necessary to get him. For the sake of this season and this team, we need to go out and get that midfielder. If there is only one, you have to throw everything at it. And yeah, United will end up overpaying again. You're going to have to take it. Because the mess that this club is in right now on the pitch, the team more essentially, but the mess that it is in, you're going to have to take that loss. You're going to have to take that loss of money. You're going to have to take that loss in selling some players off now, just to probably make that happen, balance the book a little bit. These are the mistakes that other managers have made. We've got the right man in charge now. I do feel that that is there. It's not his fault that previous managers have absolutely ballsed up this football team, because they have. They really have. Because that out there today was Solskjaer, Ranić. This was everything that was wrong with this football team last season in that first half. Like I said, we showed that bite that I do expect us to have under Ten Hag and not be completely rolled over in the second half, but it wasn't enough. Wasn't enough. We left ourselves too much to do. We need a forward. We need to deal with Ronaldo. We need to put that extra money in for Frankie de Jong if that is the only midfielder that he's going to bring in, because Fred cannot do it. Quite clear. I would ultimately take McTominay out, put Fred in McTominay's position right now, and then bring in that midfielder, that expert midfielder, probably in Frankie de Jong. That's the only way I can see it happening. I can't see United go and getting the forward. We're in trouble, because I think without Martial today and him knowing how that system works, it just looks a bit foreign to everyone. The false nine with Eriksen and Bruno did not work in the first half. It took till Ronaldo coming on for us to have a bit of shape and structure. Ronaldo completely not match fit, it's quite clear, but he held his position, and that's what was important. The ill discipline, like I said, in our positional play was clear in the first half. And you can't really, you can blame them because they've been given a role, but when you're being forced to play two midfielders as your forwards in Eriksen and Bruno, you know that there's a problem within the squad, and the depth within this squad is non-existent. They need help. They need help. Eriksson and Martinez as debutants today were the bright spark for me. I thought Eriksson was man of the match, closely followed by Martinez. Didn't think he put a foot wrong. But Martinez and Maguire handled the situation well in the second half. But again, it's all right saying you had an all right second half, but what damage was done in that first half? The fullbacks, Dalot and Shaw, were shocking today. Had an awful game. I'm sure Luke Shaw will hold his hands up and say, look, I was poor today, because he was well below par. I thought he was at fault for not covering on the first goal. The second goal, he just didn't do enough for the shot to actually come in for De Gea to parry out. We just weren't alive. We were all at sea and a mess. There was nothing in terms of leadership from the back, from the middle, from up top. It just looked like we were just the United of last season. The only hope I've got is the fact that there is time left in this window. Erik ten Hag has a plan, and if you're not working in that plan, you ain't going to start the game. Will be interesting to see now going forward to Brentford after the poor performances in midfield if he changes anything up. This is going to be a test for Erik ten Hag now in terms of, right, okay, we haven't got a lot of options, but a lot of people would say, well, why aren't we bringing Donny van der Beek in then instead of McTominay or Fred? Why is that not happening next week? If it doesn't happen, that is, and if he doesn't bring him in. Honestly, that game today sort of deflated every bit of enthusiasm I had from pre-season. There were positives there in pre-season. I can see what Erik ten Hag is trying to do, but the players have got an awful lot of catching up to do. They are nowhere near ready. I said this after the Vallecano game, we are not ready. It proved it there today. Brighton had a plan. Brighton had 11 men who knew exactly what they were doing. We had about 5 out there today. Like I said at the one time there, 5 substitutes isn't enough. The whole team could have been substituted off at half time. That's how bad we was. But going ahead now, Brentford, tough game. Very, very tough game. We need to get our ship in order. We need to actually put in a midfield which is going to be disciplined in its position. And we need to put in a midfield, for me, that is going to complement that defence, because there are frailties there. Maguire's pace, De Gea's lack of coming off his line and playing sweeper keeper. We need more control in midfield to help them. I'm not letting the forwards off. You know what I mean? You've got to take your chances and take the pressure off. Chances that we're getting at the moment, we just aren't taking. We're not creating a lot, I know that, but you still, when you get them, you've got to take them. I think the midfield is the biggest issue of all. I'll just ask Beth then if there was one position out of the 3, forward, midfield, defence, and you had one more sign in this window, what would you go for? And guys, you let me know. I can't see us making 2. I think it is going to be 1. Where you going? I think today there proved to me that the midfield is key. We just lost it completely, and we were dissected at ease in that first half by Brighton. Guys, let me know what you think. Drop your comments in below. It's not the start that we wanted, but we have to move on from this. I think Brighton, I'm glad they're to bed now for a while. They give me nightmares. End of last season, start of this season. Not what I want, but we're done and dusted out here today. We've got to go home and lick our wounds again. And now wait a week. It's down to the club now to act during this week, see if we can get anything done in the transfer window. Move from there. It's not ideal, it really isn't. Like, share and subscribe to the United Stand. Cheers for watching, everyone.